So obviously we know it's not been an ideal couple of weeks, but it seemed after Tuesday the overriding feeling was kind of pride in the team and what they've done.
Yeah, I said to the boys this morning, what's your last couple of days been like? And obviously they said a little bit down. I've been absolutely fine. I was gutted the other night after the game, and rightly so. But I've been fine. And normally the reaction of how I am tells me what sort of performance we put in. So, we could have easily be sat here with 4 points out of those last 2 games. Easily. And, sometimes you go and get 3 points when you think, well, it's going to be a tough game here or there. Like Bolton, for instance, at the weekend. So, we'll be looking to go and put on another good performance up there. We've been really good in the last two games. Irrespective of what we've been up against, we've been really, really good. And, I'm just hoping that we can continue that in the last 4 games now.
Is that feeling because you know that they gave everything, no matter what the result, they gave as much as they could?
I say to them, and they know the story now. If you say to them, where I say to them, if you're all in, I won't have a problem. And they've been all in. There's been probably, I don't know, what we're on 42 games. By the time we get to 46, there probably wouldn't be 5 games, where I would think they weren't all in. So they've been really, really good, and I don't envisage that changing. We've gone out there this morning. They were excellent this morning, really, really good. Terrible morning, lashed down all morning when we were out there, but we've had a really good morning, and we're looking forward to the game. We're really looking forward to the game.
And how's everyone feeling, especially the academy lads as well, who maybe haven't had 90 minutes on a regular basis?
Everyone's good. We're, as I said, we're looking forward to the game. Everybody's fine. We're not down in the dumps. We were the other night and probably felt a bit sorry for ourselves. But I think that was right. You have to, sometimes when things don't go right for you, you have to have that period of mourning, if you know what I mean. So we've done that and rehabilitated very quickly, and we're looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Any news on the injury front?
Not enough that I can give you, really. I think we're a little bit day by day with that. So I'd like to definitely, hand on heart, give you some real positive news. But I won't know that until tomorrow. People have stepped up again a little bit. I just need to see what the reaction is to all of that, really.
Just a question on suspensions. Ryan Bowman, I know, will it be the same with Flanagan, where it's been 2 red cards and he'll get an extended
Flano was suspended for 2 games, so he's not available for this game anyway. And to be honest, he wouldn't have been fit. So if there's ever a time to have a suspension, a good suspension is when your player's injured. So as I said, the other day when Tom played in that game, Tom should never have played, really, and he did play, and all credit to him. But even if he wasn't suspended for tomorrow, he wouldn't be fit to play.
And a word for the academy lads that have stepped up. I know you've said they're not ready, but they've had to, they've got to. So just a word for those. Well,
they've had to. It's probably more like it. But as I said again, and I said in a team meeting this morning, that it's hard to bridge a gap for those boys. We haven't got a facility where we can bridge a gap. We're looking at 18-year-old, 19-year-old lads when they come out of the youth team, expecting them to be League One players, fully grown men, which, unless you grow quickly like Tom Bloxham did, Tom, being 6'4", Tom had an easier transition from the youth team to men's football. Even though he had a young boy's mind, he sort of had a bit of a man's body, and the other boys are not maturing at the same rate. Everyone matures differently, and it's almost it's almost unfair because you judge them when they're 18 and they're fresh out of the youth team. But what I can't do is I can't afford to player collect. I can't afford to do that. So we have to keep rolling with what is going to be the best 18-year-olds and try and find a pathway and hope that one of them stands out and does what a Tom Bloxham did a couple of years ago. So incredibly difficult all round. Really, what you would like is a 23s team where all of a sudden you could get that group of 18, 19-year-olds and put them into a team and then play them in that. That's why I played them in them Papa John's trophy games early on, because as a football club, it's the only way I get to look at them in men's football. And I don't always get to see them in the youth team either, because they play when we play.
Yeah. Someone who is quite physically mature for your age is Killian Phillips, who's still only a young lad, but he's stepped up his goal contributions now as well and added more of that to his game.
He could have had one more as well if you think about the chance he had against Pompey. Killian's a great lad. We've been delighted with him, We've had him and Robert Street out at Crystal Palace, and they've been great lads. The only regret really is that we couldn't get Killian when we wanted him at the beginning of the season. But we're thankful that we've got him now, and I think Crystal Palace are quite happy with how we've looked after those two, given them really good game time as well, because that's the best thing you can ever give a young player. So if those two lads would have gone somewhere else, they could end up going somewhere else and been higher up the table but played half the games. That's not the idea of it. When we loan players here, we hope that they come off and they get a lot of game time, same as what's happened with Christian Sadie as well. So being a young player and then coming into an established League One club, you want them to be playing matches, and we've managed to do that for Crystal Palace, but they've also done us a huge favour as well, so big thanks to them.
And just finally then, thoughts going into Bolton, obviously they're going for playoff places, so just thoughts going into that one.
Yeah, they're going for the playoff places and we're going in there looking to see if we can still finish in that top 10. So both teams have a lot to play for. We've been in that top 10 for most of the season, and that's where we want to finish if we possibly can. Bolton have had obviously a successful season already with their win at Wembley. I think I like Ian. I think he's done a really good job with Bolton. I like him. I think he's matured as a manager as well this year, which I think is important. And I just think they've got a really good team, really good fan base, play at a great stadium. I don't think there's any more superlatives I can give, is there, on that?
Perfect, thank you.
Okay.